How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the Crypto Unveiled YouTube channel. In today's video we'll be talking about a super popular altcoin and why this coin actually does have the potential to maybe even one day overtake a huge cryptocurrency, which is of course Bitcoin. If you guys are new around here, make sure you do hit the subscribe button as we post regular cryptocurrency content that you guys do not want to miss out on. And of course, guys, like I say in every single one of my videos, this is not financial advice. This is strictly entertainment purposes only. So make sure you go out and do your own research and come to your own conclusion before investing into any coins or tokens that I mentioned in my videos. With that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. So like I said, today's video is going to be about a coin or token called Kaspa, or KAS for short. We can see the current price of Kaspa is currently sitting at just over 12 cents. And if we look at the markets or the charts here over the last day or 7 days, you will see that Kaspa has had quite a bit of a negative trend recently in the last 7 days. You can see it's actually down over 8% in the last 7 days. However, like I said in my last video that I made about Kaspa, I was expecting a correction for Kaspa. I mean, if we look at Kaspa and how well it has been doing over the last month, for example, or just over the last month or a couple months, you will see how well Kaspa has been doing. It's just been doing incredibly well. It's had a super big pump up. And of course, guys, we are still in a bear market, which I do say every single one of my videos, but it's so important, guys, because if you realize we are still in a bear market and it's hitting this sort of amount of growth in such a short period of time, I can only imagine how well Kaspa is going to be doing in a bull run when, you know, lots of new money and lots of new investors are going to be coming into the market, and they're going to be seeing the incredible amount of hype and, you know, how well Kaspa has been doing over the last few months or last year, and they will invest, and so, you know, Kaspa could see incredibly huge amount of gains. So yeah, if we look over the last 7 days, you can see, you know, had a little bit of a downtrend. However, you know, 8% over the last 7 days is not crazy figures. I mean, in the crypto space especially, cryptocurrencies go up and down 5, 10, 15% in one day. So you can see, you know, it's been fairly stable over the last day, maybe even, you know, start to come back up again. You can see over the last month, you can see at the start of the month had an incredibly huge spike, and then over the last sort of month it's been, you know, up and down, but fairly stable. And if we actually look at the last month chart, you will actually realize that, you know, over the last 7 days, even though it looks like quite a big negative downtrend, if we look at over the monthly chart, you know, the sort of downtrend we've been experiencing in the last 7 days is actually, you know, nothing compared to the last month. And if we look over the last month, Kaspa is actually still up over 37.5%, which is just absolutely insane. And is still doing incredibly well for a you know, crypto in a bear market, of course. If we look over the 24-hour volume, of course the volume is going to be down because, of course, you know, it has been experiencing a bit of a negative downtrend, like I've just explained, but down 21% volume, just sitting at around $31.5 million volume. And we can see that current circulating supply of Kaspa is currently sitting at just over 21.8 billion Kaspa, with the max supply sitting at 28.7 billion Kaspa as well, with a fully diluted market cap, if it was to hit the max supply, would be looking at just over $3.66 billion as well. So I guess for the people who don't actually know what Kaspa actually is, I'm sure a lot of people do know Kaspa because I've previously explained it quite a lot. But if you do know Kaspa already, you know, feel free to skip this video. But this will be just a short, simplified explanation of what Kaspa is. So we are on the official website for Kaspa, which is kaspa.org. And I do believe that they provide a very good definition of what Kaspa actually is themselves. So Kaspa is the fastest open source, decentralized and fully scalable layer 1 in the world. So I do believe this does give a, you know, a very good simplified explanation, but to make it even more simplified, Kaspa is basically trying to do what originally, what Bitcoin was originally set out to be doing, and this is why I'm actually making this video today, and why I'm actually comparing Kaspa with Bitcoin, because they're actually so similar and they both have the same goal. So yeah, you know, when Bitcoin was first released, Bitcoin was of course created as a cryptocurrency. So like it says in the name, a currency it was created to be an alternative currency to the traditional currency methods. And so over the years, you know, Bitcoin has started to, you know, gain an incredible amount of people and amount of investment into it, and people have started to realize that Bitcoin wasn't as scalable as they first said. And, you know, back in the 2021 bull run, we saw the amount of people on the Bitcoin network increase exponentially, and so the fees got incredibly high and the actual blockchain itself slowed down a lot. And so this is why many people nowadays just hold Bitcoin as an investment, and they do not no longer see it as a viable sort of alternative currency for the future, because of how, you know, if more and more people started to hop onto the Bitcoin network, then it'd get even slower than the 2021 bull run, and of course that would not be good. And so this is why Kaspa was actually created, to be a sort of better alternative to Bitcoin. And so Kaspa does actually have its own unique you know, technology which they have actually created, which is actually better, much better, much more efficient, faster, lower fees than Bitcoin. And so this is why I'm actually comparing Kaspa to Bitcoin today. So if we jump across to the main part of this video, which, you know, I'm sure this is why you would have actually clicked on this video, and this is going to be about why Kaspa could actually potentially overtake Bitcoin, or at least be a super good competitor to Bitcoin, you know, and be at the very top of the cryptocurrency markets. So like I've just explained, the first point here, I've put great technology and a huge USP, or a huge unique selling point about Kaspa, which, you know, I've just briefly touched on. They've got their own technology, they've got their own blockchain, which they've called BlockDAG, which, you know, is super crazy, because this is, you know, completely new, unique technology which they are using, which completely changes the whole way that, you know, how fast the actual blockchain, or the BlockDAG, actually moves. And so transactions can be completed, you know, much more efficiently and a lot faster than traditional blockchains with Bitcoin. And so this is a huge selling point with Kaspa, and this is one of the main reasons why, of course, one of the biggest reasons why people are so invested into Kaspa, because of course their goal is all about transactional, you know, basically being the best transactional cryptocurrency out there. And so, you know, them having their own unique technology brings, you know, a lot of investors into Kaspa, because it is completely new, and, you know, they are here to actually make a huge difference in the cryptocurrency space. The next point I put here, I've put much better than other projects of similar market cap. So if we look back over here, and we can see that the market cap of Kaspa is around just sitting shy of $2.8 billion. And if we go onto the cryptocurrency rankings here and look around the $2.8 billion range, which, you know, you can see Kaspa actually is here on the rankings, we can see that around the sort of similar market cap, we can see Monero, Ethereum Classic, Crow, and all of these different coins here. I mean, Monero and Ethereum Classics are, you know, have been have been in the game a lot longer than Kaspa, and so many people would say, well, you know, people might not want to invest into Kaspa because it hasn't been around as long, and so, you know, people you know, might not see Kaspa as reliable as these sort of more OG coins. However, I do believe that Kaspa is the new cryptocurrency on the block, and, you know, the technology behind Kaspa is much better than any of these other things. I mean, Monero is also similar to Kaspa, and of course Ethereum Classic is also similar to Kaspa. But, you know, I just believe that Kaspa has insanely, you know, much better technology than these two cryptocurrencies, and can easily overtake it 100%. I mean, the only thing that, like I keep saying, the only thing that they've got going for them is that they've been around for much longer, and so people might see them as, you know, a little bit more reliable. If you compare it to a cryptocurrency which is just, you know, just barely under the current market cap of Kaspa, which is Crow, which is, you know, Crypto.com's own token, you know, I believe that, you know, Kaspa has much better technology. I mean, yeah, 100% will beat Crow. I mean, people only hold Crow because of the benefits that they get on the cryptocurrency, on the Crypto.com app. And so, you know, I don't really see Crow being its own sort of separate entity, own coin. It's sort of linked to Crypto.com, and people only hold Crow because of the benefits they get. So yeah, 100%, I do believe that Kaspa can beat any of these cryptocurrencies around this sort of market cap. And of course, I do believe that Kaspa can also, you know, destroy these coins which are actually much higher in market cap as well. The next point I put here, I've put hasn't been in a bull run yet. So like I've just explained here, when I was talking about other coins, you know, other coins have been around for a much longer time, and so they've got that sort of, they're a bit more reputable, they're a bit more reliable. However, this is sort of a advantage that Kaspa has got over these coins, is people have not seen Kaspa in a bull run yet, and so this will create an incredibly big amount of hype. You know, a lot of hope will come from this, and a lot of FOMO as well, because people will be saying, you know, they'll be looking at the chart and be looking, you know, the last month at how well Kaspa has been doing in a bear market, and they will say, you know, Kaspa hasn't even been in a bull run yet. What will the future look like for Kaspa? And of course, you know, a lot of people will say it's looking incredibly positive, and you know, they will be saying, you know, when it does eventually become into a bull run, Kaspa will be exploding in price. So the next point I've put here on the list is community incredibly strong. And so, you know, I 100% believe this statement here. You know, I believe Kaspa has one of the strongest communities out of all the cryptocurrencies at the moment. They are, you know, people in the Kaspa community, and so, you know, people watching this video right now will be saying, will be backing up this statement and saying, you know, there is so many people incredibly passionate about Kaspa. I mean, every single one of the videos that I upload about Kaspa, it gets, you know, a much higher amount of views compared to other cryptocurrencies that I upload. Incredibly high amount of likes, and of course, incredibly high amount of comments as well. Just, you know, Kaspa lovers in the comments just talking to one another and just, you know, basically talking about how great Kaspa actually is. And so why I believe this is actually such a big talking point of Kaspa is because the community itself is so important behind a cryptocurrency, because if a cryptocurrency does not have a strong community, then of course the community or the holders, the investors will not be, you know, if they're not passionate about the coin, then they will not be willing to actually hold the coin. And so of course, in turn, if the community behind the coin is not strong, and if they are not holding the coin and they start selling off, then of course this is going to bring down the market cap, and in turn of course also bring down the price of Kaspa, basically just creating a negative feedback loop, which is why I believe, you know, the community behind Kaspa is so incredibly strong, and it's so very important for, you know, not just Kaspa but any coin in the crypto space to have a very strong community behind that coin. The next point I've put here hasn't gone mainstream yet, or slash big YouTubers haven't talked about it yet. So basically that is very self-explanatory. You know, I do not believe that Kaspa has gone, you know, has not been, you know, even though it's got an incredibly strong community behind it, and you know, the smaller community behind Kaspa, you know, they love Kaspa. I do not believe that Kaspa has gone mainstream yet, and you know, the big YouTubers haven't been talking about Kaspa yet, and it's still incredibly early days for Kaspa. I mean, if we look at the market cap, like I've just explained, only $2.8 billion, with, you know, the unique selling point that Kaspa has, their own unique technology. I believe that the market cap is still incredibly undervalued and is still super early days for Kaspa. And so once again, it brings incredibly big amount of hope and, you know, FOMO towards Kaspa, because, you know, people will be saying, well, you know, if we're looking at this amount of growth in Kaspa in this short amount of time with only the, you know, the small community, however, you know, very incredibly strong community, you know, what will it look like when more and more people start talking about Kaspa, and Kaspa becomes mainstream and, you know, starts becoming incredibly popular. And, you know, it's just basically saying many people are super excited for when Kaspa does become much popular than it is right now. So last point on my list, of course this is not confirmed, but I do believe that smart contracts with Kaspa will come out in the future. Of course, we don't know when these smart contracts will come out. However, you know, for another feature on top of the incredibly strong features that Kaspa already has with their own unique technology, if Kaspa was to bring out another big huge feature, which of course is smart contracts, then this could, you know, it only helps, it only benefits Kaspa in the future, and brings more and more people, more and more eyes towards Kaspa, and more investors into Kaspa, which of course in turn once again will increase the market cap, and of course will increase the price of Kaspa, which is basically just a huge positive. So whoever holds Kaspa will be making incredibly large amount of gains. So apart from that, guys, I'd like to thank you very much for watching the video. I hope that I did explain my points and get them across to you guys very well. Of course, make sure you comment down below what you think about Kaspa. How long are you going to be holding Kaspa for? What is your personal, you know, what sort of price you want Kaspa to hit before cashing out? Just let me know down in the comments. Of course, if you did enjoy it, make sure you do hit that like button. And apart from that, I'll see you guys in the very next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.